What's up everybody, Kwame here, back again with another video, and with iPadOS 13, Apple has finally made the iPad a laptop alternative. Now, I don't think an iPad and a laptop can still compete one-on-one with each other, but for people who are looking for maybe like a secondary device or an laptop alternative, the iPad is going to be very tempting thanks to iPadOS. Today I want to share some accessories that could make your iPad your main computing device. The first thing you would want to get is a keyboard. Now you can use any Bluetooth keyboard for this. The keyboard that I use is the Bridge keyboard. They have them for all different sizes of the iPad. So from your newest iPad Airs all the way down to the 6th generation or even later iPad regular, I guess what we're gonna call it. It's very cool. It connects via Bluetooth, so you can use it connected or disconnected. It has shortcut keys on the top of the keyboard, so it makes it really easy to like turn off the display, turn down the volume, things like that. Also, the keys are backlit, so if you're working on an airplane at night, you can use your keyboard. The build quality is really good, so if you want something that's going to match the look of your iPad, this is the keyboard to get. The other keyboard that I use is a slim folio keyboard. This one connects via the smart connector on the iPad. It's pretty nice because you don't have to worry about battery life or anything like that. On the Bridge keyboard, that battery is actually supposed to last for a year, so again, you don't really have to worry about that also. Like the Bridge keyboard, the Slim Folio has a top row of shortcut keys, and this keyboard is also backlit. The build quality is pretty good. It is made out of all plastic, and your iPad does sit in a shell, so you can have multiple angles. What I really like about this keyboard and like the Bridge keyboard, you can detach it, so you don't always have to keep the keyboard attached to the iPad. However, unlike the Bridge keyboard, you won't be able to use it when it's not attached. The case itself is actually pretty cool because it has a kickstand, so it makes your iPad feel like a Microsoft Surface device, whereas the Bridge keyboard makes your iPad feel like a MacBook. Third option, you could use any Bluetooth keyboard like I said before. The one that I really like is the Logitech K380 multi-device keyboard. You can connect this up to 3 different devices. It is Bluetooth, the keys feel really good, and it's pretty small, so you can pack it up in a backpack if needed. The next item you're going to want to get is a mouse. So like the keyboard, any Bluetooth mouse would work. I have the Logitech M720 Triathlon multi-device wireless mouse. Really, Logitech? You're naming? This one I like. It feels pretty good ergonomically to use. It has, again, 3 different devices you can connect up to, so that's really nice. And the battery life seems pretty good so far. I've had it for about a week now, so I don't have that much time testing it. But I really do like the mouse. Now with mouse support, it's not the same as a traditional Windows or Mac computer. It's more like a target, so you put the crosshairs where you want to touch and then you press the button. But it does work, and you can also use the other keys on your mouse for different shortcut actions, like taking you back to the home screen. Scrolling does work with the scroll wheel. It is a little slow for my opinion, but it works. Like I mentioned before, you can use any mouse for this. This is the one that I happen to like and use. Finally, Apple has given us access to external storage. So with iPadOS 13 or even iOS 13, this is going to work on your phone or your iPad. You'll be able to plug in an external device and have access to those files. So if you want to watch a movie or back up pictures off your phone or iPad, you'll be able to do so. Now, there are hundreds of thousands of different type of devices you can get. I personally would try to get like an SSD. It is a little bit more expensive, but if you're moving your phone or tablet around and you happen to drop your hard drive, you're not going to mess up that hard drive because there's no spinning hard disk in there. Alternatively, if you wanted to save a little bit of money, you could pick up one of these flash drives. This one is 256 gigabytes. It connects via USB 3, so it will give you pretty decent speeds. Nothing like an SSD, but it is something I would definitely pick up. If you can, I would try to get something that is as big as your iPad or phone. So if you have a 500 gigabyte iPad, try to get a 500 gigabyte SSD. Next up is a desktop stand for your iPad. So because the iPad isn't like a traditional computer, you don't have to use your screen attached to a keyboard. If you have a Bluetooth keyboard, you can easily put your iPad in a stand. This is the stand that I'm using right now. It will fit anything from a phone all the way up to a 12.9-inch iPad Pro. I have used this. I actually use this all the time with my iPad Pro. What I like about this one is that I can adjust the height any way I want, but it also rotates. When I'm doing any sort of writing, I like to have the screen in portrait mode because it just gives me more space to work with. The cool part with the stand is you don't have to use it just for writing. You can use it to play video games, to watch movies, if you're cooking in the kitchen. It's just a nice way to not have to look down at your screen all the time. So here are a few bonus items that I would recommend. Because we're getting access to files and we're able to use the ports, either Lightning port or USB Type-C port on our devices, I would definitely pick up a hub. The nice part about a hub is that it gives you port expandability without having so many cables around. This one here is a USB Type-C hub, but it gives me 7 different ports that I can use on my Chromebook in this case. But if you have one of the newer iPads, you can use this directly into your iPad, and now you have everything from an Ethernet jack to a headphone jack. Those of us with Lightning ports will have to pick up a Lightning to USB 3 camera connection kit. That way you can plug in a USB hub to your iPad. This one here again gives you 4 different USB ports, and I was able to plug in 4 different hard drives and they all showed up under the Files app. That's pretty cool. If you're going to be using your iPad remotely and you need to plug it into the wall, I would definitely pick up a rapid charger or fast charger. These have a little bit more capacity so that you can charge your iPad faster. They will work with Lightning or USB Type-C devices. This one's from Anker. I've had it for a while because I have a USB Type-C Chromebook and I've used this with. I take this with me everywhere I go, so if I do need to plug in, I have this to plug into the wall. But if there isn't a wall adapter for you to plug into, I would definitely pick up a battery pack. They run the gamut. You'd really want something that has a big battery in it because your iPad uses a lot of battery. So you want a higher capacity battery pack, and preferably you'd want something that does fast charging. So a lot of these chargers will charge your iPad or keep it at the level that it's at. But if you're using your iPad, it will still drain, but just not as fast. So those are my recommendations for accessories to get if you want to use your iPad as your main computing device. Let me know down in the comments, what do you guys think? Are you excited for iOS 13? Are you looking forward to some of the changes that are going to happen? Will you use your iPad as your main computer if it works for you? I know I have the beta on my iPad, so it's still pretty buggy. However, I really am using my iPad a lot more as my main computer than my Chromebook or even my Windows desktop. Thank you as always for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one. Talk to you later. Bye bye.